amazing. Happy Tuesday. I can't believe it's April 7th. April 7th, guys. Time is passing by pretty quickly, but I'm going to set this. I'm going to just wait a little bit before we get started. Today, we're going to continue our conversation about synthetic fragrances. I need to get this right where it needs to be. Why does everything doesn't it, I mean, it's interesting how you just want to, and everything just doesn't want to align. Okay, so this is a good angle. You guys are probably like, he should be doing that before he gets on, right? But this is the reality of, you guys get the reality. So I'm gonna have my mic on, right? I don't think I have to really hold it. I'm just gonna put it in there. And I appreciate you guys. I have my little tea here because, guys, I've been doing this tea blend that is epic, which is a tea that I drink, but is a tea that I might create a product. I might create a product on some of the ingredients in here because I was thinking about it and I was going to formulate today and I was going to go into it, but I'm like, listen, you have so many other stuff you need to get done. Focus on what you need to get done, then we'll go to formulation land, okay? But what is going on, guys? I appreciate you guys. For you guys that have subscribed to the channel, I think we're over 7,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the love. For you guys that have liked, interacted, checked out the curldaddy.com website. For you guys that have supported in any way, shape, or form, I appreciate you guys. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, and we still keep pushing. But I want you guys to, I really wanted to talk to you guys about synthetic fragrances. And I've been on this topic for a while, but I think I feel that I need to stay on it because I need to keep repeating the same thing. I think that I need to repeat it a few times for us to understand how important it is to stay away from synthetic and artificial fragrances. Golf Banky 6852, thank you for joining. For you guys that are here for the first time, welcome in. My name is Edwin. I'm the founder and formulator at Curl Daddy, and we specialize in plant-based products free of harsh chemicals to promote hair growth and scalp health. And today we're talking about why you guys should avoid synthetic fragrances, artificial fragrances. And I think that probably 95% of the products out there have artificial synthetic fragrances because it's just a very easy way to give you guys what you guys want, you know? But the thing is that there's consequences to it. And I want to go into the consequences, and I want to go into why you guys should probably stop. I'm from India, all the way from India. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you guys are from. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you guys definitely check us out at curldaddy.com. I'm going to how do I do this? I don't think I'm going to mess with this because then I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. So why we should not use artificial synthetic fragrances. So for you guys that are here, let's just really get into it. All right. So usually you guys have ingredients. I don't know how many of you guys read the ingredient list on your products, but it's important to really get into detail. These tells you a lot. This tells you what's in it, what's not in it. Like you can kind of check on the first five ingredients what's going on with the products, right? So I want to make sure that number one, you guys definitely check out the ingredients in your products. So sometimes there is the word parfum or the word fragrance in your products, and that can hide hundreds of undisclosed chemicals within that word, right? It says parfum, it says fragrance. That can definitely mean so many different things. And within that word, it can actually be so many different chemicals in there. And the thing is that companies are not required to really let us know what's inside. You, yeah, they're not required because it's part of like, if it's like if we create a fragrance, for example, I work very hard formulating products for you guys, and I use like botanical extracts and I also use, essential oils and really dive deep into the that process to just create a fragrance for me to put it on the bottle. So I understand why, but you truly don't know what you're putting on your scalp, you're putting on your skin, you're putting on your body. And I truly believe, guys, I truly believe. Sorry, guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I think every time I'm on live, oh wow, there's a lot of you guys left out though that I left. I'm back. I'm back. I am back. I am back. So I believe that luxury is knowing exactly what touches your scalp, what touches your body, what touches your hair. So that brings me into the next point. For you guys that are very sensitive, you have very sensitive scalp, you have sensitive skin. Synthetic fragrances or artificial fragrances can really trigger itching. It can trigger flaking. It can trigger redness, inflammation, irritation of the scalp. Especially, guys, if you guys have, if you guys have sensitive scalp, if you guys have sensitive scalp, stay away from synthetic or artificial fragrances. You're gonna thank me later. For you guys that have curly hair, for you guys that have coily textured hair, our hair is already dry. We don't want to dry it more by using artificial fragrances or synthetic fragrances. So it's important to understand that sometimes we're dealing with itching in our scalp, we're dealing with flakiness, we're dealing with dandruff, we're dealing with the redness on our scalp or our hairline, right? Like I did, inflammation of the scalp, irritation of the scalp. That might be one of the causes. Just the products that you're using with tons of artificial fragrances, right? Artificial fragrance, synthetic fragrance. Another thing that I want you guys to understand is that when you guys are using fragrance that are synthetic and artificial, you guys are disrupting your scalp health. There's a microbiome, there's a whole environment in your scalp that's happening. Now, we don't really get into it. Um, and synthetic fragrances can disturb the scalp natural balance. So it's important to understand that it might also contribute to issues, guys. If you guys have issues of dandruff or even like that yeast overgrowth, which it's called malassezia, I learned that the hard way. It's important to understand that there's a yeast in our scalp, in our skin called malassezia. And if you guys use certain oils, certain heavy butters, certain ingredients, it it feeds the malassezia, and that's why it starts growing, and it keeps growing, and it keeps growing, and it keeps growing. So it's important to stay away from artificial fragrances and synthetic fragrances. I always say it twice, guys, because I want you guys to understand how important it is. Artificial fragrances and synthetic fragrances can also be hormone disruptors. Some fragrance ingredients in artificial fragrances, synthetic fragrances, include phthalates. And phthalates are linked to hormone disruption, right? Reproductive concerns in men and in women. And if you guys have long term exposure to all these fragrances all the time, right? Whether it's in your shampoo, your conditioner, your stylers, your gels, your soaps, your candles, your car refresher, across the board, right? You're hitting your body with artificial fragrances. That long term exposure is going to equal long term impact. So you guys have to understand that what you apply to yourself, like if you apply something on yourself today and it has artificial fragrances, synthetic fragrances, is it just an Annie, how are you? It just doesn't sit on the surface, it enters your system. It goes into your system, it goes into your bloodstream. I'm glad. Where are you from, Annie? And do you have wavy, curly, coily hair? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. If you some of you guys are dealing with like headaches or migraines, and oh, you're all the way in England. Oh my god, welcome to my live. How are you? Thank you for joining me all the way in England. I'm all the way in New York, so you're all the way across. So for you guys that use artificial fragrances, especially when you guys are doing your hair or shampooing your hair in closed rooms like your bathroom, um, artificial scents can cause headaches, migraines, especially if you guys are in enclosed spaces, like showers. Give me 1 second. Sorry guys about that. I just had to take this. Well, I know, very cool, right? Do you have wavy, curly, coily hair? Let me know in the comments. So it can also, if you guys are using artificial fragrances, if you guys are using it can also trigger headaches and allergies. So I want you guys to understand it's very important. So if you are styling your hair and you all of a sudden get a little headache, ask yourself, my products, do they have artificial fragrances? Do they have synthetic fragrances? Which is interesting because I used to deal with that, and I used to get like little headaches, and I'm like, am I dehydrated? It wasn't the dehydration. It was probably the synthetic fragrances. It is also one of the things that I also wanted to mention to you guys when it comes to like certain brands, and they use very strong fragrance or very heavy fragrance. It is also done to create this like luxury illusion through the fragrance, and definitely cover those low cost or low quality ingredients. So if a product needs like very heavy fragrance, right? If it needs heavy fragrance, it might not be very well formulated. It's not a really good formula you guys should even entertain. So sometimes they use very amazing fragrances and are that are artificial or synthetic just to mask the poor formulations. And also, guys, it creates an environmental impact, has an environmental impact when you guys use synthetic fragrances that can pollute the water system. That can definitely pollute the water system. And it's not aligned with clean, conscious living. So I just want you guys to understand that there's all these different points that can definitely, all these points that you guys should consider when buying products that have artificial fragrances. Are we following? Let me know. Just write one in the chat if you guys are following what I'm saying. I know that a lot of you guys just came in. For you guys that are just joining for the first time, my name is Edwin. I am the founder and formulator at Curl Daddy, and we specialize in plant-based formulas free of harsh chemicals and artificial fragrances. No artificial fragrances to promote hair growth and scalp health. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know where you guys are from. And I just started talking about a topic that I've been very passionate about, which is artificial fragrances, synthetic fragrances, and why we should stop using products with synthetic or artificial fragrances. So I'm pointing those points out. I kind of have them written down just for you guys to understand how important that is. Because we don't understand that our skin is, first of all, is the largest organ on your body and is like a sponge. It's going to absorb everything you apply to it. And if you know that your skin is the largest organ in your body, right? And it absorbs everything you apply to it. Why are we going to go and get a product with harsh chemicals and synthetic fragrances, right? We should be looking for a product that's cleaner, that has is naturally scented, has phthalate free fragrance, um, or it's an unscented is um, another option because it's going to be better for you in the at the end of the road. And a lot of us don't pay a lot of attention until we have to pay attention because we're dealing with the side effects of it. So at Curl Daddy, we don't mask your hair, guys, with fragrance. We honor it with intention. We use very intentional ingredients to really promote hair growth and scalp health, but also use the right percentage of the ingredient for it to be effective on your hair and your scalp. So it is important, it's so important, importante, super importante, to choose ingredients that respect your body, your hair, your scalp, not just for your senses, because we get so caught up with, oh my God, it smells amazing, right? And even sometimes I watch people shop when it's in the beauty aisle or the hair care aisle and everybody smells. Like even I do that myself. It's like you smell the stuff and it's like, oh my God, it smells amazing, right? Like I love the smell. And we tend to sometimes buy it because we love the scent. But sometimes that scent is artificial, it's synthetic, and it's not good for you guys in the long run. So it's important to choose ingredients that respect your body, not just your senses. So that's what I wanted to really share with you guys on today's lives. Why you guys should consider not using products with artificial fragrances, synthetic fragrances. I call them fake fragrances. And obviously, when I started formulating the Curl Daddy hair care collection, I stayed away from artificial fragrances. I really focus on using botanical extracts or the mixing of ingredients to really create a scent, or just even using essential oils in a very in a very light way, because essential oils can also be it can also not be good for the scalp if it's done in if you just put essential oils and it's not the right percentage. So we obviously we pay attention to that. But again, what are you guys using at the moment? And does it have artificial fragrance? Does it have synthetic fragrances? Right? Wherever you are right now, I want you guys to understand, even if you like have kids at this moment, right? Like if you are, you know, if you are now with your family, your siblings, your loved ones, your good friends, it's important to even have this conversation. Like, are you using products with synthetic fragrances? Are you using products with artificial fragrances? And these are the things, right? It can trigger scalp irritation. It can, for you guys that have sensitive scalp, sensitive skin, it is not good for it, because it can trigger the itchiness, it can trigger flakiness, it can trigger inflammation, irritation. For you guys that have curly hair, right? Curly hair, coily hair, we already have dry texture. Like those fragrances make it even worse. So why keep using products with artificial fragrances, right? It can also disrupt the scalp health, guys. There's a whole world happening in our scalp, and it's called the microbiome of the scalp, which is the environment. And there's a whole bunch of different things happening in the scalp. So the synthetic fragrances can disrupt that. If you guys are using products with artificial fragrances, they can also be hormone disruptors, believe it or not, um, and they can trigger headaches and allergies. So I hope that I was able to inspire you guys to be like, hey, I should probably check some products without artificial fragrances. But if you guys definitely want to jump on a new journey with plant-based formulations free of harsh chemicals and artificial fragrances, make sure you guys check us out at curldaddy.com. That's one of the things that I really focused on. And you guys can check it out on curldaddy.com. I appreciate you guys for the love today. Be safe, take care, and remember to love your hair, but most importantly, love yourself. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon, and take care. Peace and love.